Vedgurudev, I have 11 quotes from Plato. Who was Plato? So he was around 427 to 347 BCE. He was an ancient Greek philosopher who is widely considered the most foundational figure in Western thought. If philosophy were a building, Plato essentially poured the concrete for the basement. Plato wasn't just interested in what we know, but how we know it. So Vedguru Dev, first I will go through all of the quotes and get your insight and your yogic perspective on his profound thoughts and how it translates today. So the first one is, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. 2, apply yourself both now and in the next life. Without effort, you cannot be prosperous through the land, be good, and you cannot have an abundant crop without cultivation. 3, wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. 4, men who make everything that leads to happiness depends upon himself and not upon other men, has adopted the very best plan for living happily. This is the man of moderation, the man of manly character and wisdom. 5, truth is the beginning of every good to the gods, and of every good to the man. Human behavior, 6, human behavior flows from 3 main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. 7, the greatest wealth is to live content with little. 8, never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. 9, I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. 10, don't force your children into your ways, for they were created from a different time, from a time different from your own. 11, to begin is the most important part of any quest, and by far the most courageous. So those are my 11 quotes by Plato.
Welcome to the Kriya Yoga Masterclass, the #1 yoga community on SKOOL. Inside you'll get unlimited access to live weekly Kriya Yoga classes, soul talks live from a Thailand beach, live Kriya Yoga satsangs, bi-monthly full moon and new moon holy fires, 500 plus on-demand videos, and you get it all for only $200. One-time payment, lifetime access. Go to Kriya Yoga Masterclass and join the Kriya Yoga Masterclass today. Go to kriyayogamasterclass.com. Inside the Kriya Yoga shop, you'll discover 108 Raksha beads and Vedgari Moksha's divine hand-painted artwork on t-shirts, notebooks, tumblers, and canvases for Kali, Samadhi, Shiva and Shakti, Babaji on the fire, Lord Ganesha, the 7 chakras, the Sri Yantra, Enlightened Vedguru Dev, the Holy Yagna Fire, Shanmukhi Mudra. If this artwork represents your soul, visit kriyayogashop.com. 11 quotes from the great Greek philosopher Plato, interpreted by Vedguru Dev and Vedgari Moksha. Let's get started.
All right,
Number one.
number one, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle.
Yeah, you should always be kind because you never know what other people are going through. Everybody is going through the struggle on a daily basis, and you should always be kind and compassionate and understanding for what other people have to go through. This world is very dense, very chaotic, very overwhelming for everybody out here, you know? So you should always be understanding what the struggles are that everybody goes through on a daily basis. And you should always be a good listener and never a talker too much, right? You should always have a nice, understanding heart for the struggles other people go through on a daily basis. Because, like
Yeah,
I said, this world is very dense, overwhelming, chaotic for all of us. So we're all going through it, Vedguru Dev included. So we should always be compassionate for what other people go through. You know, like I said before, the Dharma wheel is turning. People who are on top today will be on the bottom tomorrow, and the wheel keeps on turning. So you should always have the same energy for people who are on their way down and the people that are on the way up, because you're going to see them. So you should never be in a state of judgment. you should always be understanding and compassionate for the struggles that everybody goes through, because everybody is going through it, and you never know what they're going through behind closed doors. So you should always lead with a smile, good energy, have a helping energy, unconditional loving energy, because you never know what people are going through.
Yeah. A number two quote from Plato: apply yourself both now and in the next life. Without effort, you cannot be prosperous. Though the land be good, you cannot have an abundant crop without cultivation.
Yeah, so this is a traditional Sita perspective. We make as much progress as we can on the spiritual path in this life. So if we reincarnate, we pick up where we left off. So be the best person you could be every day, you know, and go as far as you can in this life. You've been given a gift of this life. Don't waste it. Go as far as you can and try to eat healthy, try to think healthy, try to do everything in a mindful meditative state, you know, and not attached to any outcome or any narrative, and become the detached witness and go as far as you can in this life. You know, take care of your vessel, take care of your vehicle, your physical body. Go as far as you can, make as much progress as you can, and all the trials and tribulation that you collect in this life, look at as good lessons, right? Like you're churning the dirt to make a beautiful flower, you know. So there's going to be some dirt, there's going to be some mud, there's going to be some weeds. It happens to all of us, but we take it on the chin. We are built for this, and we keep going as far as we can and make as much spiritual progress as we can, and enjoy the journey. The
Yeah.
fruits and benefits are in the journey, not in the destination. So enjoy it, whether it's good or bad, whether it's to your liking or not to your liking. Just take it on the chin. Say, "Oh, that was interesting." You know, who knew? You know, so keep going. Make as much progress as you can on the spiritual path.
Nice. Number three quote from Plato: wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something.
Yeah, my guru used to say we only talk to those that could hear what we are saying. So we're not even going to waste our breath explaining the secrets of the universe or the kriyas or the practice to people who can't understand what we're saying. It's like kicking the wall, you know? And you always, like Plato say, you always know a fool because all they do is talk. Let me tell you a story about Babaji. I saw Babaji over there and this
Bah,
and
bah,
that.
bah,
And
bah,
let me
bah,
tell
bah.
you what God told me. Buck, buck, you know, it's like a chicken. Buck, 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 buck. You know, so when people tell you who they are, you should believe them. So you could always see a fool. Too much talking, not enough listening. The real wise men listen, right? And exist in a state of silence. When I was in the Himalayan mountains, we meet enlightened beings. They have very few words to say. Words were not necessary. So it's not necessary to talk so much, you know? Silence is the best teacher, you know? So be a good listener, and Veronica told me something I thought was funny. She said most of these people on the internet are barf parrots, and I thought that was
Yeah.
funny. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
I got that from
barfing, blah
Polly.
blah 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 blah, barf parrots, right? You know, over and over and over. You know, so you know, stay away from barf parrots. You know, real enlightened beings are pretty silent and don't have much to say, in my experience. So the best yogis were what's called mona yogis, silent yogis. They didn't talk at all. No words necessary. When we were in the Himalayan mountains, very few words were necessary, you know? We all understood the mission and all the goal, you
Yes.
know? So, so telepathically, most lessons are transmuted through Shakti paths. So, yeah, be a good listener. Don't be a barf parrot.
Yeah. A number four quote from Plato: the man who makes everything that leads to happiness depends upon himself and not upon other men. He has adopted the very best plan for living happily. This is the man of moderation, the man of manly character and wisdom.
Yeah, so when you realize happiness is internal, not external, you're not looking for other people to give you happiness. You have all the happiness you want inside you as you. So you're not looking for other people to make you happy. You radiate your own happiness. You glow your own happiness. You vibrate in your own happiness. So when you have the awareness that happiness is internal, not external, then you're not looking for anybody to bring you happiness because they don't have your happiness anyway, right? This is how marketing works, you know? Buy the iPhone 27, it'll make you happy. Buy a Big Mac, it'll make you happy. Buy a hamburger, it'll make you happy, you know? Buy a new car, it'll make you happy, right? When you realize none of that brings you happiness, it's just a piece of metal. It's you control your happiness. No one can give you happiness, you know? They can only sell you something that they don't have. When you realize your own happiness is internal, not external, happiness is inside, not outside, you're not looking for any man or woman to bring you happiness. You have all the happiness you need. You don't need external happiness to make you happy. You have your internal happiness. So always realize happiness is internal, not external. Happiness is inside, not outside. And then you won't be dependent on an outside man to bring you happiness, you know? You have all
Yeah.
the happiness you need. And if they try to sell you happiness, you laugh at them like the joke they are. They're trying to sell you something they don't have. So the only person that has your happiness is you. So always radiate and glow and vibrate in your own happiness. And anybody trying to sell you happiness, laugh at them like the used car
Ha
salesman
ha
they
ha ha
are.
ha.
Welcome to the Kriya Yoga Masterclass, the #1 yoga community on SKOOL. Inside, you'll get unlimited access to live weekly Kriya Yoga classes, soul talks live from a Thailand beach, live Kriya Yoga satsangs, bi-monthly full moon and new moon holy fires, 500 plus on-demand videos, and you get it all for only $200. One-time payment, lifetime access. Go to Kriya Yoga Masterclass and join the Kriya Yoga Masterclass today. Go to kriyayogamasterclass.com. Inside the Kriya Yoga shop, you'll discover 108 Raksha beads and Vedgari Moksha's divine hand-painted artwork on t-shirts, notebooks, tumblers, and canvases for Kali, Samadhi, Shiva and Shakti, Babaji on the fire, Lord Ganesha, the 7 chakras, the Sri Yantra, Enlightened Vedguru Dev, the Holy Yagna Fire, Shanmukhi Mudra. If this artwork represents your soul, visit kriyayogashop.com.
Well, number 5 quote from Plato. This one's an interesting one. Truth is the beginning of every good to the gods, and of every good to man.
Yeah, so always live in truth. In yoga, they call it sat, which means truth, right? We always exist in our truth. Our truth anchors us, our truth centers us, our truth aligns us. So if you want to please the gods, like Plato says, you live in a state of truth. You know, you exist in that truth and you become your true, authentic self. You don't have to ask anybody who you should be. You be who you are meant to be. You realize your true inner potential. So always anchor yourself in a state of truth. You know, center yourself, align yourself in a state of truth, and that would be the best way to please the gods. Walking the righteous path, living your own truth, anchoring yourself in your truth, you know, centering yourself in your own truth, aligning yourself in your own truth. And like Plato said, that would be the best way to please the gods, by living
Yeah,
your own truth, realizing your true inner potential inside you as you.
I like that. Number 6 quote from Plato. Human behavior flows from 3 main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge.
Yeah, so when you see human behavior comes from three different places. Desires, if you desire something, you're going to act upon that desire, and that changes your behavior because you're trying to get that or attain that desire. Um, and yeah, I would say the best thing to do is anchor yourself in knowledge, right? When you have higher consciousness knowledge, they call it yana or yan in Kriya Yoga, which means wisdom. We always try to use the wisdom that we collected on the spiritual path to become our North Star, to become our guidance, to lead us, And yeah, when we always have knowledge, we use that as our North Star, our guiding light to carry us and have this knowledge in your pocket. So when you come across a situation, you have the knowledge and the wisdom to overcome any situation. And you're coming from a place of yana, a place of wisdom, not from a place of desires or outcomes or rewards. That's how people
Yeah,
get in trouble, attaining their desires. And most of the time, when you attain that desire, it's not something you needed anyway. Like I thought this iPhone 27 was going to make me happy. It's just a piece of plastic in my hand. Happiness is internal, not external. So, you know, start to overcome your desires and really contemplate your desires and see if you really need this.
yeah,
So, if you have the desire of being a higher consciousness being, this is a good desire. If you have a desire of cheating your friends to get a new car, that's not a good desire, right? So always rock the righteous path and the knowledge path, the wisdom path, and you should be on the right track. So lead with wisdom, bring wisdom to the forefront, and bring desires and wants and needs to the background. You know? Swaha.
Waha. Number 7 quote from Plato: the greatest wealth is to live content with little. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You see this a lot in the Himalayan mountains. Most people say, oh, they only have the clothes on their back, but these are the most satisfied and content people and happy people I've ever met. They live with little, they don't have any problems, they say more money, more problems. So the more desires and attachments and things you have, the more problems you can have. If you live a simple life, you don't have nothing to worry about. You just sleep in your cave and life is easy. Life
Yeah,
is blissful. I don't have to worry about no bills. I don't have to worry about a car payment. I don't have to worry about mortgage. I don't have to worry about internet. I don't have to worry about anything. I wake up when the sun comes up and I go to sleep when the sun goes down. And this is uh, a great way to live. Live in simplicity. Have little things and little attachments, and you have little things to worry about.
nice. That might be my favorite one. Number 8 quote from Plato: never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow.
Yeah, rising tide should always lift all boats. You should always want your fellow man or fellow woman to win. You know, I want everybody to win. I don't have to be the person that scores the winning goal on the football team. I want all my football team to win. So I encourage everybody to win. I encourage everybody to be the best person they could be. I want everybody to win. I don't want to come from a place of judgment or jealousy. I only want me, 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 I, ego, ego, ego. I want everybody to win collectively. If you win, I win. We all win together, right? I support everybody rising tides lift all boats. So I want everybody to win out there on a continuous basis, you know? So if you win, I win. So let's all win together collectively all around the world. We're all winners, right? So
Yes.
you should never want less for anybody or be jealous of anybody else's success. You should want a success for everybody, you know? So
Yes.
that's when you're reaching a higher state of awareness and consciousness. So, yeah, want
I,
everybody to win. Always wish the best for your fellow man and fellow woman out there. We're all winners, right? One of
winning.
our members, Tony, says every winner was a beginner at one time.
Mm.
So we all have to start from somewhere, but put one foot in front of the other. Rising tides lift all boats. No yogi or yogini left behind ever. I want everybody to win as much as possible.
Yes. Number 9 quote from Plato: I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing.
Yeah, this is a really traditional yogic approach also, right? I know nothing, right? You know, like I asked my guru one time. This is a funny story. He said, "The more I do yoga and the more I walk the spiritual path, the less I know." Right. So when you meet somebody, I know what God did or I know what God said. You should probably get away from that person. You know. When you have the perspective, I know nothing. You know, then that's more of a enlightened being perspective, a more righteous perspective. I have no clue what's going on. I don't know what God's eating for dinner. I don't know what God is. I don't know what God said. You know, I have no clue. I do not know, right? So this is when you meet an enlightened being instead of being a barf parrot and just giving you a bunch of mindless Vedic yogic scriptures, they say I don't know. That is probably somebody you should get close to. Because saying I know is probably the best perspective. Because who can know? Who can
I
know
know
the
nothing.
secrets of the universe, right? So people, let me tell you about the secrets of the universe. It's okay.
Bye.
You know the secrets of the universe. Bye bye, bye Felicia, right? You know. Yeah, I like the perspective. I don't know, right? I don't know, you know. I'm just trying to do my inner work and, I'm trying to feel my way around in the dark like everybody else. I'm a house under construction like everybody else out here. I have no clue what God's doing at this present moment. A God defined is a God confined.
Defiant.
So I do not know.
Yes. And you are wise for saying that. Ah. Well, number 10 quote from Plato: Don't force your children into your ways, for they were created from a different time, for a time different from your own. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I had to learn this the hard way. I have a 16-year-old daughter, and I have to realize she's from a different time, and there's divine timing for all of us. When I was 16, I didn't care nothing about yoga. I didn't care nothing about God. I cared nothing about nothing. So it's all divine timing for everybody. So you should never force your child, like in my case, on the Kriya yoga path. I'm here if you want. If you have questions, fine. But if you enjoy talking to your friends and looking at TikTok, that's fine too. I
Yeah.
understand. When I was 16, all I cared about was skateboarding and football or whatever, I didn't care nothing about God. It took me later in my life to realize the righteous way to walk. It took me a long process of getting initiated into Kriya yoga and going to different places, finding my guru, and this and that. So I understand it's divine timing. And I always think when I was 16, I was just like my daughter. I cared nothing about the spiritual path. So
Yeah.
in divine timing, sometimes you got to go through stuff and you got to take your own bumps and, but trying to give guidance. I like when they say, when you do your sadhana wholeheartedly, you create a electromagnetic field, and people in your atmosphere and your environment indirectly get the benefits. So I'm transmuting Shakti Path to her, whether she likes it or not. So in
It's
divine
coming your
timing,
way.
you know, it's coming your way whether you lock it or not. If you want to block it or you accept it, that's up to you. It's still coming. So be a nuclear power plant radiating divine signal of, Shakti paths. And yeah, don't force your child to be like you. I'm here whenever you're ready. But
Yeah,
there's a lot of symbolism around my house where you can't accept but not get the benefits. So indirectly, she's getting the benefits whether she likes it or not. So I'm not
yeah,
forcing her. I'm just creating a conducive atmosphere where she could still get the benefits and reap the rewards, whether she likes
yeah.
it or not.
Sending good energy your way.
Sending good energy, loving energy your way, whether you're open to it or not. It's still coming in the mail directly to you. Signed
Well,
by
number,
Babaji.
yeah, from Babaji's cave. Uh, the last quote I have from you, number 11 from Plato: to begin is the most important part of any quest, and by far the most courageous. Hmm.
Yeah, so the hardest thing to do is just begin. I like when my guru said, when is the best time to plant a tree? The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. What is the second best time to plant a tree? The second best time to plant a tree is today. So just start, you know? Just put one foot in front of the other. Least you'll try it out. That's why we say the supreme science of Kriya Yoga. We test it, we observe it, we experience it, we feel it, so we know it. Whether Kriya Yoga is right for you, just try. And we have a free Kriya Yoga school. Just go to freekriyayoga.com, click on the classroom, click on the yellow join group button, then go to the classroom. We have 11 beginner mini courses. Just try it out, you know? You know,
Yeah,
I had to start from somewhere. Every winner was once a beginner. So just put one foot in front of the other. Let me try this Kriya Yoga that Vedguru Dev and Vedgari Moksha are talking about, and let's
be
see what
courageous.
what happens. So make a leap of faith, right? Okay, let me try it. It's free. It don't cost me no money. Let me go to freekriyayoga.com and try it out. Oh, okay. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe Vedguru Dev's talking a bunch of hot air in the wind. I don't know what he's talking about, Kriya Yoga. I don't feel nothing, you know? Or maybe, whoa, this is life changing. Veronica Vedgari Moksha is not a paid actor. She
Nope.
lives and walks the Kriya Yogini path. So she's a living testimonial. I'm a living testimonial also. If I could do it, you could do it. Just make the intention, make the commitment, just to start. And we made it easy for you. It's 100% free. Just go to freekriyayoga.com and try it out. There's 11 beginner mini courses. They're good. And try them out. If you feel it and you want to upgrade and take us up on our $200 lifetime offer, just go to kriyayogamasterclass.com. But just start, you know? That's why I have no judgment of other programs. At least they're helping getting people on the path. Autobiography of a Yogi got millions of people on the path. Where you go from that is up to you. Just start. Just have some spiritual practices in your pocket to start. So just start. Wherever you start, whatever God you resonate with, whatever spiritual practice you resonate with, that's perfectly fine. Just start. Plant a tree today by
Today.
starting your spiritual path.
Well, thank you, Vedguru Dev, for your insights of Plato's quotes, still as relevant today as they were back then around the year 300 BCE. So, thank you.
Thank you to the great philosopher Plato for these profound quotes. and letting me contemplate on them and giving me the opportunity to interpret them. Interpreted by Vedguru Dev with reading from Vedgari Moksha. Jai Plato.
Jai Plato.
Before you go, here are 3 ways to bring inner happiness into your practice, your home, and your heart. Become a YouTube member and unlock exclusive member benefits, live stream shout outs, and super chat. Join here, youtube.com/VedguruDev. Visit our Kriya Yoga store for all your spiritual needs and get spiritual canvases, notebooks, tumblers, and t-shirts, all with handmade divine artwork. Go to kriyayogashop.com. Master the supreme science of Kriya Yoga and learn authentic teachings of Kriya Yoga from A to Z. Go to kriyayogamasterclass.com. Become a YouTube member here. Click the related video here. Join, like, subscribe, and comment. Jai Babaji.